Well, hello! Welcome back to the channel with your host and driver, DjeeDent. But not this time the driver, because all credits to ZFS Tiger. My God, what a lap! We're gonna do this breakdown, and it's on an extremely short circuit, so every millisecond count. It does on this track, and this is a ridiculous lap of ZFS Tiger. Meine Güte! Oi, oi, oi. Number one in the world. We've waited until Wednesday to record this. Oi. And he did his ultimate best. He even took some time off of work to make sure he got this correct. Meine Güte. Oh, cap off. And he's, of course, in Race Team Wolters. Go join us. You can find the links below here. You can find us on Instagram, Race Team Wolters. You can find me on Instagram, or you can join me on YouTube. Go check us out. Because you can say goodbye to the Gran Turismo World Series if you give Rick, so ZFS Tiger, the time to drive as fast as he can. If he gets some spare time, give him a little bit of practice, and he can go ultimately fast. Ridiculous. It's every single time when he joins the endurance races or the sprint cup races we organize or street cup races, the late night lobbies we have, doesn't matter, fundraisers we have as well. Ridiculous. If he joins, you can bet your ass he's going to be number one. Only if he didn't practice, so he jumps in without any practice. Even then, yeah, it's you can bet on it. If you've practiced half an hour, or even the whole week, you can bet your ass he's going to be on your ass at the end of the race. Just give him a couple of laps, he's up to speed. Give him a little bit more laps, he's faster than you. And a little bit later, he's in front of you. So cap off yet again to ZFS Tiger. Dikke man hour. Beautiful lap. We're going to break it down for you. Number one in the world right now. Number one in the world on such a short circuit. But as I said, every millisecond counts and every millimeter of the track counts. Ridiculous again, man. Ridiculous. Love it. Keep up the good work. You give a lot of these guys of Race Team Wolters and other guys in the world the power to race faster. So we're going to show you yet again how beautifully he's done it. So let's go. Let's get into it. Of course, we're going to start a lap. And we're going to start a lap after the last corner. We've cut the track as wide as possible out of the latest corner. So as you can see, it's the shortest version possible of Lago Maggiore. There is a setup over here. I believe he shared it, but I'm not going to search for it. Use the best setup you like for this track. And if you don't know how to set up your car, there are many different sites where you, for example, Reddit, to search for good setups. We, as Race Team Wolters, we even have an own division where we share setups and show us what works and what is an oversteering car, understeering car, whatever you like. And we share it from good YouTubers who do this as well. And then we, of course, have the aliens as Rick, so ZFS Tiger, to share really good setup as well and tell us how the car would behave and what it does in the corners. Yes, all in Race Team Wolters. We have a huge community. We have over 120 members. We have, as I said, setups. We have the Street Cup. We have Sprint Cup, both with a championship. We have endurance races, but we also have coaching, a really important one because everybody is welcome in Race Team Wolters. Don't forget that. So it doesn't matter if you're an ED rated driver or an SSS Rick is. Well, he's not S, but you need to go to the Gran Turismo World Series to get that S rating. But he's definitely by far an A+. And we have a lot of those guys because he's not the only quick one. We have a lot of huge quick guys driving with us. It's ridiculous, but Rick is one of the, we can call him an alien. And so we have Semi as well. Don't forget him. Only 16. Ridiculously quick as well. Meine Güte. But we're going to break down this lap for you. And yeah, as I said, out of the corner. The last corner, you're going to take the widest line as possible. Cut it as short as possible to take as less steering angle as possible to get as fast as possible onto the straight. But don't forget that. So if you want to start a fast lap, you have to sacrifice the lap before. Now, it can be your out lap, but if you made a mistake the lap before, slow down, wait until the last corner, take it as late as possible, the entry, go as fast as possible onto the straight, and here we are on the straight. And as soon as we are on the straight, we're going to immediately, out of the last corner, take the straight line and keep it straight because rewind. Keep it as tight as possible to the right side over here because the first corner is going to be left. So yeah, keep that in mind. Coming out of the last corner, keep it to the right side on the straight to take the shortest line towards the first corner. Now we're going to start the lap, of course, and we're going to look for the first braking point. And the first braking point we're going to define by those black blocks above your head. Because you're on the right side of the track, as we said, and you have 3 of them in a row. Aren't really visible because of the sun, but here's the first one. Let's count that as 300 meters, maybe 100, no, I think 150. Then we have the 100, and after that we have the, you barely can see it, but the 50 board over here. We're going to brake just after the second black board you're going to see above your head. And it's going to be right here. Oh, there it was. I have to go a little bit back. Give me un momento, por favor. There it was. Why? A little bit further back. Yeah, there we go. Yes, as you can see, the ABS kicked in. Now this bar, because we use a replay, that's why, it's not going to fill up yet. So it's not going to fill up fully. This is your braking bar. This is the throttle bar. The ABS, as soon as that kicks in, that means Rick is braking instead of his Tiger. And as we can see, right now, he's braking. It's just after that blackboard. And we're going to shift back from 4th all the way to 2nd. And after, well, first of all, we're going to brake hard. But as soon as we're going to turn in, we're going to release the brake until, yeah, let's say 60 to 50%. Why? We want to rotate that car. So you want that ass of the car, the rear of the car. You want that to slide with you as soon as you start the turning, to turn in. Why? It takes you less steering angle and it makes sure you can more easily turn into the corner without yanking the steering to the left, or if it's a right corner, to the right. And that's called trail braking. Now, if you really want to learn trail braking, I can advise you to go to a guy called DjeeDent Gaming, and it's written DIGIT Gaming. And he can explain you with one of his tutorials how to trail brake. If you want me to do it as well, I can explain it to you as well, and I can provide you with information how to do it, but we're going to continue with this breakdown. Now, we're first fully going to brake. As you can see, he's fully on the brake. Now you can see that the bar has filled up over here. And as soon as this barrier over here is going to end, it's going to be our steering in point, and we're going to cut as much as possible. Wait, this is going to be easier to talk. We're going to cut as much as possible of the apex over here. But as soon as we're going to steer in, we're going to release the brake as well. You're going to see that. Here we're going to go. We're past the barrier over here on the right side. This is our steering in point, and we're going to release the brake. Don't forget, it looks as if he was still fully braking and steering in already. But as I told you, that bar is a little bit behind compared to what he really does, because it's a replay. Unfortunately, Gran Turismo doesn't show that perfectly. Although we should be happy we can save all this and can analyze it, right? But you can see the steering in. We're going back from fourth to third, of course, and we're going to shift back to second. And as you see, it's around 50% right now. And we're going to cut as much as possible on the inside over here, and just enough to not get a penalty. Because the penalty line is simple in Gran Turismo. 9 out of 10 times it's set to light, and light means if there is a curb, the curbstone is your limit, so you have to keep always 2 wheels on the curbstone. If there is only a white line, you have to keep 2 wheels within the white line or exactly on it, but that's really tricky and risky. So be careful with that. But if you want to go for the fastest time, take that risk. Do it. It's going to save you time. But as I said, we're going to cut it, and he's even going to cut his left front and rear tire. He's going to put it on the grass, and he's going to keep his right front and right rear exactly on the curb. As you can see right here. It is ridiculous. Ridiculous. How extremely he can cut his corner. And it's going to save you time. Do it correctly, because it's going to unsettle the car a little bit, but it's a Group 4 car, so it has more clearance of the ground. So you can do it more easy compared to a Group 3 or a Group 2 or even a Group 1 car. Now, as soon as we hit the apex, we immediately going to throttle out, and we're going to throttle out hard. We're going to keep it as far as possible to the left with the speed we took into the corner, or Rick took in the corner. I speak as if we did it, but he did it, of course. But be aware, there is a really, really, really tight right-hander coming up, and it's a long one. It's a full 180, as you can see on the minimap over here. And you can use this white mark on the side as your braking point for that next corner. Yet again, we're going to brake quite hard at the beginning, but not full. You're going to see Rick 147, Rick Zoontjes. So ZFS Tiger is going to brake about 75 to 80%. And immediately is going to shift back to, not immediately, but it's going to shift back to first, again for rotation. Do I want to explain that? Yeah, why not? We're going to explain that as well, because it's such a short lap and it's really important to do. If you're going to engine brake the car, and if it's rear wheel driven, the engine is going to slow you down because you're in higher revs. And the rear wheels, since the car, maybe it's an all-wheel drive, but even if it's all-wheel drive, your rear wheels or all wheels are going to be slowed down by the engine braking without you even braking. And that's going to give you extra rotation because it's slowing down and you're steering. And as soon as you're going to steer, only your front wheels, of course, are going to cause for friction. And if your front wheels are going to cause for friction and you're braking on the engine, you're automatically going to turn the rear of the car. So you're going to get the rotation you want from that car without braking. So keep that in mind. As soon as we're going to pass that white part right here on the right side, nearly past it, we're going to hit the brakes. As you can see, the ABS kicked in. And as you can see, it's going to be a little bit of a hard tap. But after that, he's going to brake into the corner yet again. And we're going to keep it as short as possible. And we're going to use all the tarmac next to the curb as well. Why? You can keep two wheels, your left front and your left rear, onto the curb. And you can cut it as short as possible without hitting the grass. And as you can see right now, we're going to shift back to the first gear, as I said, for that extra part of rotation. And we're still going to brake into the corner. We're going to cut as much as possible what is allowed and not touching the grass, because touching the grass is going to slow you down or going to give you dirty tires, except if you can cut something really fast and easy. And as you can see, in first gear, try to rotate, but be aware and watch this. If we hit the apex, we're going to shift up to second gear and throttle out immediately. It's a Group 4 car, so mostly understeer and not just much, or not at as much power as a Group 3 car has. And you can simply throttle this one out and go immediately to the edge of the track over here. As you can see how Rick does it, uses all the curb on the inside, fully on the throttle, and as you can see, he perfectly drives to the edge of the track, and that is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Well, that's weird to say. Ridiculous. What? Okay, never mind that. Okay, well, it's ridiculous how close he got to that edge. He even uses that little bit of tarmac beside the white line. Take a look at that. Ridiculous. What the hell? That is on the edge, guys. That is on the edge. That's perfectly driven. Now to round up, well, it's not the first sector yet. The first sector is made up out of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 corners. And the second sector is that kink over here, plus the last corner. But we had the most important part. We did it, but this corner is going to be really, really extremely difficult as well. Because where is your steering point? I don't know for this one. This is really, really difficult one. What I do know is that you only have to let go of your throttle. We're going to take it in third and go back to second. That's what I know. And as soon as you see this extreme line of arrows, that you have to go to the right, because else you would drive straight through it, right? Or straight on. But as soon as this fills up on the left side, so use your peripheral vision, as you should when you're driving. Use your peripheral vision. As soon as it nearly fills your whole left side, we're going to steer in. We're up to third, as I said. And we're going to first go full throttle in. And then just after we steered in, we're going to let go of the throttle. Why? As soon as you get let go of the throttle, the car goes light on the rear. And you're steering right now, right? So you're turning the car. You're going to go around the corner. As long as you keep the throttle on, it will push the front tires. And your front tires want to go around the corner because you're steering them, right? If you keep the throttle on it will keep pushing the tires forward. It wants to do that. But if you let go of that throttle, they suddenly grip. So your nose dives forwards yet again. So it's not pushed upwards, but the car levels out. It grips on the front side and it makes the car rotate. So it lets go of the backwards movement of the car. So this is throttle on, throttle off. And suddenly, because you're steering, the wheels are that way, you grip. And that makes the car really rotate into the corner, as you can see right now. And I want to show you that again. That sudden movement of the car. As you can see, we're just in front of the corner. Let go of it, whoop, there it grips, and there you can go. And as you can see, yet again, as I said, your turning in point was just before your whole left eyesight. Peripheral vision is filled with these things. We steer in, and he's going to hit the curb here perfectly. He's not going to jump onto that sausage curb. No, he's going to scrape with his right front tire that sausage curb on the side. And it's just going to cross it a little bit. And as soon as he hits the apex, or even before the apex, he's on full throttle yet again. As you can see, the apex is still over here, officially. But he's going to scrape the sausage curb. It's on full throttle yet again. And now it's just full throttle out. And here it comes again. But wait, there's more. Even on straights, or even on full throttle corners, there is an ideal line. Always is. And as you can see, because we're coming out of the corner and we use everything, well, nearly everything on the outside over here, we're going to maximize the curbstone over here, maximize the curbstone over here, and maximize the curbstone next to that. Because this is going to be the second king. Take a look at that. We're going to maximize the track width over here. Cut as short as possible over this one. There you go. Watch this. His left front wheel and his right of a left rear wheel are going to cut over this sausage curb. And he's going to keep his right front and right rear tire exactly on the curb to get no penalty and go as quick as possible in a straight line. There you go. That's how you do that. Now that's the first sector. And as you can see, a 24.490. That's going to be your target time. Aim for it. But slowly trim it down. First try to get in that 25, then 25 half, then 25 low, and then into the 24s. Until you get to 24 half. Then you're on for a good lap. A really good lap. Now that was the first sector. So we're going to run you through that first sector yet again. All the way back to the beginning. Now we're going to watch for those 3 blackboards on top of you. Over here. Then we have the first. Then we have the second. Just after that we're going to brake back to second. All the way to the beginning of all the way to the inside of the curb. Use all of that curb. Wow, that's too few. A little bit further back. Use all of that inside. Now use that marker on the side and go all the way to first. Keep it as tight as possible and go as wide as possible out of this corner. Just as soon as this fills, we're going to steer in. Don't hit that curb on the inside. That sausage curb. Run it all wide. Cut it as short as possible over here. Cut it as short as possible over here. And now we're into the second sector. This is only going to be this kink to the right side. And as soon as we're done with that, there's only going to be one corner left. And this is one of the most important ones. And where Rick, so ZFS Tiger, found a different line compared to the other guys. And a lot of other guys copy that. So it's going to be questionable if it's going to be number one at the end of this week. But we're going to call it an RTW world record for now. Doesn't matter. I'm going to upload this soon, so don't know if he's going to be still number one. Doesn't matter. But yet again, we're going to cut as short as possible over here. And as soon as possible, without minimum friction, we're going to go to the left side of the track because the last corner is going to be a right-hander. As we can see, we're going to cut this curve short as well. And we're going to run as soon as possible to the left-hand side. And now we're going to look for that 100-meter board. And it's going to be exactly on the, well, not exactly, I think 98 or 95 meters before the corner. We're going to brake and we're going to snap on that brake. And we're going to take, there we go. As you could see, just after the 100 board, he's going to brake. As you're going to see right now, here we have the 100 board. And there we're going to brake. And we're going to brake hard first. And we're going to brake all the way from fourth to second. And the second one of the second gear is going to be for rotation into the corner yet again. And we're going to use the curbstone at the end over here as our steering in point. But we're not going to steer in immediately really fast. We're going to take a white line in. So we're going to take the white line in. Not too wide, but wider than you would normally think. Because it's going to benefit you coming out of the corner. It's going to make you faster out of the corner. And that's because there's going to be a short straight over here. As you can see on the minimap. That's going to benefit you in lap time. So as you can see, here's your steering in point. Just after that curbstone, we're going to brake down from third to second. And yeah, just before this line, we're going to trail brake. As you can see, he's going to release the brake. And he tries to hit that as late as possible. You see that? He waits until he hits that part over here. And that's your apex. Really late into the corner. And as you can see, as soon as he hits the apex, he can go full throttle out of that corner. Let's see that again. Let's see that again. Yes, we're going to do that again. Okay. Here we have that 100-meter board. Just after that, we're going to hit the brakes. As you can see, the ABS kicked in. And just at this point, before the curbstone ends, is our steering in point. And he wants to get off the curbstone because he was fully on the curbstone to maximize the track width. As you can see, he uses that. He waits with his absolute steering in point. He brakes, he still brakes hard. Here he's going to release the brakes and he's going to trail brake in, and his apex is going to be around here. So it's nearly after the corner, as you can see. Take a look at that, how late. And he's still braking. But as soon as he's done with braking, boom, full throttle. So you can see before the sausage curb ends, he can get fully on the throttle. And then he can throttle out absolutely to the limit. Yet again, as you can see. And yet again on the straight. Yet again on the straight. He's going to take the shortest line towards the start-finish line. Why? Because this is the shortest line. You can drive this way, you can drive into the pit, you can drive left over here into the wall. Doesn't matter, but this is going to be the shortest and the fastest line. Now we're going to see the second sector yet again. But this is how you get a 46.460. Now we're going to describe that second sector yet again for you. Wow, perfectly timed. How did you do that? I don't know. Now, of course, we've cut this part of the track as far as possible and maximized the track width, what is legal in Gran Turismo. Now we're going to cut this short. We're going to run it to the outside over here. We're going to look for that 100-meter board, and we're going to brake down, and we're going to go off the curb, get as late as possible apex, hit it over there. As soon as we hit the apex, we're going to go full throttle out of it, use all of the track, the shortest line towards the line, There you go. There you have it. So much explanation for such a short lap. But as you can see, every single corner, every millimeter counts to get this kind of lap. And I'm going to let you enjoy this lap without me inside the frame. Just the lap to see how it's done without me shouting over it. So let's get me out of the way. Let's shut up. That's how you do a fast lap around here. And that's going to be that's number 1 in the world. So thanks, ZFS Tiger. Brilliant lap. Cap off. Go follow him on Instagram. He's an absolute brilliant driver. He would help you. Really generous guy. Yeah, go follow him. Go follow us on Instagram as well. Me, myself, and I, of course. You have Race Team Wolters. We have the YouTube channel. Me, myself, and I. And Race Team Wolters. It's still growing. We're fast. He's one of the guys. Everybody's welcome with us. Everybody is. And yeah. We're growing. We're strong. We keep on fighting. And everybody's welcome in Race Team Wolters. Everybody is. You don't have to be absolutely ridiculously quick. As simple as that. As I said before, if you're E-rated, D-rated, C, B, A plus, or even Gran Turismo World Series driver, so S-rated, you're welcome. Everybody's welcome in Race Team Wolters, always. So go check us out, as I said. Hope this video helped a little bit to get you a little bit of up to speed. Hope I explained it good enough. If not, let me know what I can improve. And yeah, thanks for watching. And please subscribe!